your guys FTR in a AAA tag team title matchup with Samurai Del Sol and Aerostar, and this to me was kind of like a junior Lucha Brothers. What we're going to kind of see how well the chemistry of the two styles go toe to toe. I mean, this team, Samurai and Aerostar, I really, really enjoyed. You know, on the smaller side of guys, but you can see how well they mesh with that ground and pound, heavy lifting of FTR, and it worked really well for most of the match. And if we're going to get that and then some when you face to face with the Lucha Bros, which you saw come out later,
you just got to taste. Got a little taste.
We just want a taste of this match. Just a taste of this match. You know, your guys FTR, what did you think of this team that we haven't seen on AEW television before with Samurai and Aerostar?
Well, yeah, I mean, and from, you know, for those who aren't familiar, you know, Aerostar, seen them on had the opportunity to see Aerostar in the past. I've talked to you about my love for Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
And Samurai Del Sol, the returning Kalisto. So I mean, you do have some background on those guys, but being able to see them in this forum, and again, you know, I've talked a lot about, you know, the lack of handcuffs that AEW kind of presents these guys in ring. It's great to see creative freedom where the performers get to really drive the narrative of a match rather than feeling like they're, you know, okay, guys, they're just going to go in here and be one-sided. It was a lot of fun to see Dax and Cash tested a little bit. And like you said, get a little taste of.
We all want a little taste.
The taste of why, you know, this new gimmick that FTR is kind of leaning into of being the best luchadors in the world. Well, having them be this, it's brilliant, right? I mean, having them be this old school, grind you into the dust, be the dirty tactics, the really southern, the old school, you know, southern pro wrestling, where, you know, you kind of get those guys that aren't the biggest, the strongest, most intimidating guys in the block, but will punch you in the face,
right?
And they'll tell you to like it. You know, that kind of mentality. Being a base for all this high flying action, it really goes back to some of Dax's and Cash's roots. You know,
right.
No fists, no flips, just fists. You know, that's one of the old school FTR mottos, baby. Like no flips, just fists, and just kind of sticking true to their principles. It allows them to then shine even further. And this one of the reasons why I love FTR is that they've always, especially in today's day and age of wrestling, and again, I think that the athletes and the performers of this modern era are some of the most athletically gifted performers that we could ever ask for. They make the unbelievable look routine. How many times you and I have talked about that with Lucha Brothers? I mean, just making things look so simple and easy. And I go back to my guy Pac, how fluid he can be. You know, all due respect to all the fluidity and the acrobatics and the beauty and grace that some of these guys can perform these moves with. But to be able to have FTR kind of being this counterculture movement, I love that. And I think that they're really onto something right now with like this, you know, presenting them as the world's greatest luchadors, almost a spit in the face to that luchadores tradition of those those masked high flyers, but also a nod to the tradition, you know, and the storytelling that has really permeated the lucha libre wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's really allowing them, I think one of the selfless things about FTR, again, these guys, they want tag team wrestling to be great, SPD. They want tag team wrestling to get the showcase and spotlight it deserves. So, you know, being happy to be a foundation or a platform for other talents to be able to work off of is one of the things I love about this group. And I think that this was a match that really represented that. I think that these are two luchadors who really got an opportunity to show off what they can do. And did they show out or what? I mean, I thought that this was one of the better matches of the evening.
Yeah, overall in-ring work definitely was one of the top matches. It was high energy, fast pacing, chemistry definitely between the teams, and leaning into that typical heel work. Cheat to win as well. And I loved how the nod to they got the Mexican flag on one knee, the American flag on another knee. For that gear as well. So it was a hit for sure, and we're gonna get a one heck of a tag team match up at Full Gear for sure.